So you say you're losing sight of your vision. You've created a vision board and you're trying to figure out now what, right? I hear this all the time. You know, we create a vision board, we get really clear about what it is. We may have gotten, kind of quieted our minds and meditated on it a little bit before we created the vision, or we may have just created one. But what happens is so often is that we lose sight of it. Now, a lot of people will tell you that if you're going to create a vision board, that you don't have to actually refer to it and look at it regularly. Some people will actually create a vision board and put it aside and find it 10 years later and see a picture on the front and realize that they're living in their dream house. That's how magical this has worked for some people. And that happens for me. A lot of things that I just put on my vision board, a couple years later, I realize that I have it. And that's how it goes. I mean, that's a very common thing. But the other thing that can happen is when we have created a vision board is that we want things to happen more quickly, or we just feel frustrated. We feel like we've lost the vision, like we don't feel connected to the vision, because it's really important when you have a vision board that you are connecting to how it is that you want to feel and what that's going to feel like in the future for you. That's what's going to bring your vision to life, because it's the feeling that you're going after. It's not really the things that are on your board necessarily. I mean, you may want a new car, and you may find that some of the things that you've put on there are things, and those will bring you some joy, but those are sort of temporary, because normally it's a feeling that you're going for. You're going for, this sense of freedom, this sense of inner peace. You're looking for financial security. You're looking for more time on your calendar to spend time with your family and things like that. So a lot of times, a lot of us will create a vision board, and there will be a lot of like feeling words. There'll be a lot of like love, relationships, joy, happiness. That's what we're going for. We're actually going for the feelings that we think that the new car and those things are going to bring us. Security is a huge one. If you're driving around a car that doesn't feel safe and you've got a car on your board, you're obviously, yes, that's going to bring you something that you need. And yeah, it might be security for you. You may have a dilapidated car, and so having some safe wheels on the road is super helpful. So that's really normal. So, as I'm saying this, just take it with a grain of salt. But what I'm saying is, when you're creating a vision board, a lot of the times what you're looking for are the feelings that they're going to bring you. I would say most time. So here's what I want you to do. So you've got your vision board, and now you're trying to reconnect with it. You're trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to bring into your life, right? So what I'm going to suggest that you do is that we need to tap in. We need to get out of our heads, and we need to tap into our hearts and really ask ourselves, what would I love? Like, what do I love more than anything? Because that's where we could have maybe lost sight of what it was that we loved about this vision board, or that we've lost the feeling. So you want to quiet yourself, put your feet on the ground, get grounded, and then take in a couple deep breaths and just say to yourself, what would I love for my life to be like? What would bring me the most joy? And quiet your mind, take in a deep breath, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do that now. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. Take another deep breath in and release. And one more deep breath in and release. I close my eyes, as you can tell. I can tap into my heart and what I love much more so than when I have my eyes open. When I have my eyes open, I'm distracted by everything that's going on around me. You may not be like that, but so for me, I keep my eyes closed. So now I would just want you to sit with yourself, and I want you to say, what would I love? And just feel that. Listen to the small voice in your head that is also speaking to you from your heart. Listen to your gut. You may be getting a message from your gut. You may be getting a message that says less stress, more free time, more family time, to do what I love instead of making everybody else happy. So listen. Listen to what that is. And then ask yourself again, what is it that I'm going for? What is it that I would love more than anything else to make my life complete? And as you do that, you'll notice feelings, you'll notice little things come up in your head, little ideas, little thoughts that are telling you what you would love. Because the truth is, we have all the answers inside of ourselves, and a lot of times we don't realize that. We go outside of ourselves looking for the answers. We go trying to buy things to fill those voids. We try to create relationships with others to avoid the feelings, to avoid knowing what it is that we want to feel. What is it that we're going for in life? So that's the first thing I want you to do. Okay, then once you know what you would love, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to write it down. Get a piece of paper out, write down a vision that you see for your future self. Picture yourself a couple years from now, 2, 3, 4 years from now. Come up with a date. So if today is, I think it's October the 29th, 2018. So picture yourself maybe 2 years from now. And October the 29th, 2020. And start journaling to yourself. I love my life. I am so grateful for the fact that this is going on in my life. And start writing down what it is that you are accomplishing in your life, what it is that you are bringing into your life. You would start something out like, I'm so grateful for the free time that I have on my calendar. I am working now 15-hour work weeks, and I'm working for myself instead of working for somebody else, putting in 60 hours. You don't have to go back to what it was that wasn't working, that you didn't love. You can just talk about what you love and what feels good for you right now. So I just tell you to do that in the 4 areas of your life, right? So think about writing it about like what I love about my new career, what I love about my job. I'm being appreciated and respected. My opinions are counting. I'm making a difference in my office. Or I've started my own business and I have several of my own employees. We work together as a team. We collaborate. I love collaboration. So for me, like having collaboration with other people is what I love. So being able to collaborate, being able to work with like-minded people, I say I'm working with like-minded people. We're all on a path for improving the lives of others, for helping people to live a more joyful life, to be more in touch with what they love. And we're making a difference in the world. We've started a movement where people are really connecting to their hearts instead of thinking in their minds and overwhelming themselves. So that would be something that I would write about. You could write about a relationship. I am more in love with my husband today than I was when I married him 25 years ago. We are so happy in our marriage, and we enjoy hikes together. We enjoy cooking together. We enjoy sitting together and just laughing and catching up. Create that vision of what it is that you would like. If you're in a marriage you've been married for 25 years, those things may not be present anymore and you can't remember them, but you just sit and create what that looks like. What if you were the people that you were 25 years ago, what would you have loved? Like, what do you want to be doing together? We're traveling the world. So anyway, go into those different areas. So talking about a relationship, where you are in your career, and then I always suggest doing something with your health and fitness and maybe your free time. So the other day I did this exercise and I was doing cartwheels down the beach at the age of 55, and that I could do cartwheels again, that my body was so strong and lean that I had the ability to do that. So that's the next step. You want to definitely write this out. Now you can record that once you're done. Go through it again, maybe type it up, but you can actually record it in your phone. I have an iPhone. I use the Smart Record app, but they have a recording app. You can record that for yourself and just call it My Ideal Life or My Dream Life. And then I want to encourage you to listen to it. Listen to it when you're driving. Listen to it when you're sleeping. You want to stay in that practice of referencing your ideal life. You could also do something like this. You could write it up on a note card. This is what my coach has taught me to do, and putting it on a note card so that you're constantly looking at it. You want to show up each day as that new person, that life that you want to have, because we are all energy and we are bringing into our lives what we think about, what we focus on. And so it's important for you to realize what you're thinking about, you are attracting. So if you're thinking about that you don't love your job, that you don't love your relationships, if you're putting your energy into the things that are going wrong in your life isn't going to improve. And I can promise you that that's the truth. And you hear this all the time. Is your glass half empty? Are you always looking at the positive? Or are you looking at the negative? You're creating your reality. I used to not believe any of that stuff, but now I'm proof positive that it's the truth. And this is what I teach on. I've actually dedicated my life to this work because I am so passionate about it. So anyway, that's about it for that. You just want to be listening to it. So anyway, I'm into visioning, I'm into mindset, I'm into teaching people about their values. I'm Kristen Tatman with Kristen Tatman Coaching. And if you're interested in knowing more about what I do, you can visit my website at www.kristentatman.com. But I'd love to have you join me on any of these adventures. But if this resonated with you and you're interested in learning more, click on notifications so that you get notifications. I'm just developing my YouTube channel now. But you could also follow me at Kristen Tatman Coaching on Facebook. And I'm on Instagram at Kristen Tatman Coaching as well. So anyway, if this resonated with you, comment below. I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and follow me if that's of value. And if you have any questions, post those in the comments below too, and I will be happy to share with you. All right, thanks and have a great day.